Alright, so as you all know, these aren't really the kind of videos that I typically make on my YouTube channel, but as you all can tell by the title, I am gonna be expressing my thoughts on the recent shootings that happened in Lewiston, Maine. And I'm making this video mainly for two reasons. One, this literally hits close to home, okay? Because most people that have been subscribed to my channel for a little while now, or people that know me or listen to my music, have known that I was born and raised in Maine, okay? Like, my family has a very large, rich history in the state of Maine. Like, I have family members that fought on the 20th Regiment of Maine in the Civil War on the Union side. And, like I said, I live and breathe the state of Maine, contrary to popular belief, even though most people don't think I'm from Maine because of how I act and how I look. But, and not to mention that these shootings happened in the coast of Maine, and I also live in the coast of Maine. Like, without trying to dox myself completely, these attacks literally happened around 40 fucking minutes away from where I live. Okay, just let that sink in. And we've never had anything like this before. At least not, for a long ass time. So, for those who are basically unaware of what happened, so last night, by the time I'm recording this, like, I'm pretty sure today's date is October 26th, and last night there was shootings that happened in the city of Lewiston, which is right next to Auburn, which is I'm pretty sure it's like 20, 30 minutes away from the city of Portland. And these attacks, like, it was the first place I believe was at a bowling alley, and the next place was at a bar and restaurant not too far. And there was even reported gunshots at a nearby Walmart, but they said that there wasn't any shooting at the said Walmart. They just heard gunshots from there. And the death toll, like the body count, is very unknown right now. Most sources, from what I have seen, is that at least 16 people have died, and some sources are even claiming that 20 plus people have died and that 50 plus people have been injured. And my thoughts, my thoughts and prayers are out to everybody out in Lewiston, or just anybody in the state of Maine that has been affected by these shootings. I know people in Lewiston, and I know people in Auburn. Like, I know close people that have, seen these attacks happen, or not see these attacks happen, but that have, lived close, and thankfully they're all okay. But I just want to, point that out there. My condolences are out to the people who lost their loved ones from these attacks, and those who have been injured. I hope that they get well soon. I hope that they recover quickly and that they can continue to live a normal life. And fucking, like, that's, and like I said earlier, it's crazy because we've never had anything like this before. At least in my lifetime. I'm 19 years old, okay? I've never seen anything like this happen in Maine. I think, like, the closest thing that happened was when I was in middle school. It was when a deputy was killed. All right, like, people that live in Maine will probably remember when that happened. I think that was like 5 years ago, I believe. I was in middle school at the time. I just graduated high school, so yeah, it was, in contrast, it was quite, it was quite a little while ago. And even then, that was just one death, okay? Because Maine, for the most part, has always remained the safest state in America. And every year, at least last year, I believe there's only been 23 homicides. Meanwhile, this one attack alone that happened last night nearly reached that number in just one night. Okay? And there's also been a lot of questions surrounding on what's been going on. The accused attacker, who I'm not going to name because I don't want to give this dude the satisfaction of me name dropping him and what he does for, you know, I don't want to give him the satisfaction of naming him in my YouTube video because I feel like that if you give these attackers attention, then it only further solidifies what their goal actually is. Because most of these people, they carry out these attacks because they want to be remembered, they want to be idolized by a group of people who are fucked in the head mentally. So, for the sake of that, I'm not going to mention who this person is, but this person is still at large as of right now. At 1:17 p.m. They haven't caught him. They have a good feeling on who this person is, and they have there's like an active manhunt right now. They don't know where this person is. They don't know what they could be doing. Like they could literally be my fucking they could literally be living down the street from where I live, as far as I can know, as far as I know. Or they could be hiding out there. Who fucking knows? Okay? The fact that he's still out there is, kind of frightening. Like I said, with, this kind of, this aftermath kind of parallels to what I was talking about earlier when the deputy was killed, or like up here. And he was gone for a good 3 or 4 days, I believe. They found him near the border of Maine and New Hampshire, and they caught him. So I don't know what this person is doing. My best bet is that they're trying to, get out of the country as soon as humanly possible. But knowing that this dude is allegedly fucked in the head, it's probably not going to end well for him. I'm pretty sure. Like, I think they're going to catch him. Like, I really think they're going to. And, when you look at the logistics surrounding this whole thing, this all could have been avoided. All right? Now, like, I'm not excusing this guy's actions. I mean, what he did it was horrific, it was awful, and it's inexcusable. But this could have been avoided because just months prior, okay, and I just want to point out this is just what I've heard. Like the specific details is what I've heard, but for the most part, these are true. Leading up to last night's shootings, this dude, like he's a firearm instructor, so he knows he's very well educated on guns. Um, he, from what I've heard, he also had ties with the military around here. And leading up to the shooting, I don't know how long ago it was. It could have been months. It could have been, weeks. I don't know. But leading up to last night, he was checked into a mental institute because he was having homicidal thoughts and allegedly he was thinking about taking one of his guns and basically kill people at his place of work. And you want to know what the people did about that? Literally nothing. Okay, like they let him back into society, they let him keep his guns. I don't know why the fuck they would do that, but they did. They let him keep his firearms, even though he was literally locked up in a mental institution. Like, don't you think that, oh, this guy is homicidal, he kind of hates everybody around him, he's thinking about killing people, maybe we should take away his guns? Nah, fuck it. Nah, fuck it. Well, what's he gonna do? go to a fucking bowling alley and bar and restaurant and shoot people there, kill up to probably 20 people. Pfft, nah. If that's what they're thinking, then I think they need to fix their whole fucking business plan. All right? Because those kind of people, they're like if they actually did their job correctly, then I don't then this event, like these shootings would have never happened. Okay? These shootings would have never happened. If they actually knew what they were doing, they would have, because like this is like, how is this not probable cause to like check up on them? Like even months, even like say if this was months ago, why not next month check up on him? And if he's still fucked in the head, take away his guns. Because like no fucked human being who has been in a mental institute for having homicidal thoughts in any way should have guns in their house. I feel like, they should have stepped in and they should have confiscated all of his guns to prevent stuff like this from happening, but no, they fucking didn't. Which leads to my second reason of why I'm making this video. The Second Amendment is being attacked right now, and I'll be the first to tell you that abolishing the Second Amendment will not do a goddamn thing. The Second Amendment being abolished will only affect law-abiding citizens that only have firearms in their house for one of three reasons: hunting, target practice, and defensive purposes. And these three reasons should be the only reasons why you should have a gun. Because all these shootings, all these, instances of gang violence where innocent people get caught in the crossfire and then end up losing their lives even though they had nothing to do what was going on, it's all fucking stupid. Alright? Like, this stuff shouldn't happen. People are like, oh yeah, guns kill people. Motherfucker, a gun isn't gonna stand up by itself and shoot people. Okay? It's not the gun, it's the fucking people that use it. Because these companies that sell guns do a shit job with doing thorough and proper background checks when they're giving these people guns. In this fucking country, it's easier to get a gun than it is to get a fucking job. Let that sink in for a minute. It's easier to get something that can easily fucking kill people, just like that. I don't know if you guys heard that. Like, I can't fucking snap correctly right now. But, like, just like that. But no. They gotta make it really fucking difficult on you. And especially because, especially where I live, everybody has a gun. Everybody has a gun. But, we're not fucking shooting people. We're not fucking, murdering people. We're not causing domestic terrorism. So, when this fucking piece of shit goes in and kills, like, up to, like, 20 plus people, all of a sudden these people are like, it's the gun's fault. Like, these are the same people who will sit around and blame guns for these issues, but these are the same people that do absolutely nothing to prevent these kind of things from happening. Because, listen, like, I believe that there should be stricter, gun restrictions. I feel like they need to do better background checks on these people, and then maybe these attacks can be prevented. Because let's be honest, okay? These kind of things, like, shootings and, these kind of stuff, like domestic terrorism, shootings and whatnot, it's never gonna go away. It's a harsh reality, but it's reality. It's never gonna go away. And instead, the best thing we could do is prevent these. And even if you abolish the Second Amendment, it's not only going to affect law-abiding citizens, but this is fucking America after all. Okay, America has the third largest population in the world. Of course there's gonna be shitty people. Like, when you have more people in one fucking, specific place, the more people you find, then the more shitty people you're gonna find as well. So, and like these people, they're gonna find ways to get guns anyway. Like they already fucking do it now. There's already ways of like, people find guns now. Like illegal firearms and whatever. And besides, even if you get rid of firearms, and like if like in a perfect world where firearms in America are illegal and that there will never be, attacks like this again relating to guns, they're gonna find some worse way to kill people. Like fucking, like the Boston Marathon bombing. These were like, punk ass 20-year-old kids. Like they made like homemade bombs in their in their backpacks that they found like online on fucking, like if ISIS had its own Wikia page. Okay? Like these people, like the same people that say that, guns are fucking, guns, like, oh, fuck guns, fuck that bullshit, guns should be illegal, but yet they'll ignore the fact that stabbings still exist, bombings still exist, and they don't talk about this kind of stuff in places like the Middle East where there's a lot of attacks, there's a lot of terrorist attacks, but their excuse is because it's a poor country. That's their excuse, okay? I'm not saying that, but that's their excuse, okay? And when you look at, places like the US, where, look, our fucking, I'll be the first to tell you that our healthcare system is fucked, okay? And, and like with, where our tax money goes to, and what, the stupid fucking things that we spend our money on, like, I'll be the first to tell you about that, but at the same time, these people that strictly just blame guns for the reasons for these attacks are the same people that sit around with their thumb up their ass and do nothing to prevent these from happening. Okay? These are the same people. Like I said, all right, like I'm fine with people having guns, but if they're going to have guns, then I think that everybody, like if you're thinking about getting a gun, you need to take a firearms training course first before you even think about purchasing a firearm. Okay? Because when you have like people that think it's a fucking game, because frankly enough, this isn't a video game. Okay? If you shoot somebody, they're not going to get back up immediately. Okay? They'll fucking die. All right, you won't respawn, and it's all fucking stupid. Like it's all fucking stupid. All right, they need to make it so that anyone who even thinks about wanting to get a firearm should take a firearms training course and teach these people that this is not a toy, it's a tool. A tool that is designed for killing. Okay? That's what it was made for, and that's what it will always be made for. All right? And you should also take into account that vulnerable places like schools, they need to do a better job with security. And I'm not talking about like having armed security guards. Okay, I'm not talking about that. I mean, they need to do a better job, putting money towards like better security, like better security cameras, um, bulletproof windows, or at least the kind that could be at least openable. I don't know. Like, I know that bulletproof windows can't be opened, but I'm sure there's probably some out there that can be. But you never hear these things happening because they cost money. And then they, blame the guns because it's an easy scapegoat. Alright. Like I said, when I first heard about this last night, like I was at home. Like I had just got off like I got off work, I was chilling out, and I heard about this and I couldn't believe it. I was in shock that something like this could happen in a state like Maine that has the lowest crime rate in all of America. Like I couldn't fucking believe it. And I still can't believe it. Like, I really can't believe it. And fucking, I said this many times in this video, and I'll keep saying it. Abolishing the Second Amendment is only going to affect law-abiding citizens. Because people, there's a lot of fucked up people in America, okay? Like I said, if there's a large population in a country, it's going to be much easier to find fucked up people. Okay, people are able to get illegal firearms now. All right, they're still going to find ways to get illegal firearms in a place like Canada that has more stricter, you know, fucking, gun laws. There's still fucking, gang violence there. All right, there's shitty people everywhere. But no, they'll go after America because it's, there's no excuses, right? Yeah, whatever. But don't get me wrong, there are no excuses for this kind of stuff happening. Because this attack last night could have been avoided. If they actually would have done their job instead of sitting around with their thumb up their ass, you know, I don't know what to say. Like, I really don't know what to say. But, like I said, everybody in Lewiston, like in the Lewiston, Auburn area of Maine, I hope you guys are okay. I hope nobody else has been harmed. And to those who have been affected by the shooting, I wish you nothing but the best. I really do. And, like, I kind of have, like, sort of resentment to those because, like, because this shit's been all over the news. Alright? Fucking the Celtics talked about it. Granted, I don't agree with the way they did it. They originally did it with, I think Jason Tatum, like, dribbling a football, not a football, a basketball. And they said that their hearts and prayers are out to those in Lewiston, Maine, which, I'm glad that they mentioned it, but I didn't like it the way they did. And they deleted it, and then they reposted it without a picture this time, which I'm actually glad that they did. And even the Patriots owner, Robert Kraft, talked about it. And there was a lot of people giving him shit for it, like acting like, oh, he like he's a fucking owner of a popular football team. He doesn't care one bit about this, and he's only doing it for attention. And then I sit here like, motherfucker, Maine is part of New England. All right, the New England Patriots. They not just the Patriots, but all Boston teams. So the Celtics, the Red Sox, the Bruins, they all represent New England. Okay, okay, like we get the fucking the sports coverage all over New England. So they don't just represent Boston. They don't just represent Foxborough. They don't just represent all of Massachusetts. They represent the entirety of Maine. Of course, fucking Robert Kraft is going to talk about this. And for these people to say that he doesn't care, bro, look, I'll be honest. Robert Kraft isn't a saint. I don't know the guy. I'll probably never meet the guy. But he's not an asshole. He's not the stereotypical billionaire that doesn't give a fuck about anybody and just like uses their money as a way to get out of like horrific situations. Okay? Robert Kraft is actually a decent human being, like compared to other billionaires. And considering the fact that this shooting happened in a New England state, of course he's gonna fucking care. Okay, he's lived in Boston most of his life. He was born and raised in Boston, which is in New England. And you want to know where Maine is also at? That's right, New England. Okay? Of course he's gonna fucking talk about it, dummy. Alright? Like, what the fuck do you expect them to do? But, yeah, that's really all I have to say. Like I said, my thoughts and prayers are out to those who have been affected by the shootings in Lewiston. They are most definitely going to find the person involved in this. If it's not this guy, then it's going to be somebody else. Okay, they're most definitely going to find them. I know, like, people are shitting on us right now for taking our sweet time trying to find them. And, which, I can agree, it's kind of bullshit, but, these kind of things take time. You know, when the fucking people that did the Boston Marathon bombing, it took them, like, I think a few days to find. But they got him. They found him. So yeah, that's really all I gotta say.